my name is Tara Towns, and you are watching Uccn TV.
Woman, your cold sweat shed blood, and the moon's where master stood. But you turn and sing the blues, wearing ancestral shoes, guiding your children through. Woman, you trod earth too far, so obstacles cannot bar your eyes from seeing the truth, burning within your soul, shining across the world.
So sing a love song, sing it loud and strong. So sing a love song, let your love go on.
Giving thanks
and praises for their sacrifices and the love they gave. Me and you.
woman, you must stand up strong, for you didn't do nothing wrong. Though some will rise and cast blame, woman is divine flame, spelling out your name. Woman, keep your head up high, you is the giver of life, which vibrate from deep within, from earth, fire and wind, give me direction.
So sing a love song, sing it loud and strong. So sing a love song, let your love go on.
Giving thanks
And praises for their sacrifices and the love they gave. To me and you.
woman, I pay tribute to you for sacrifices and the things you do. Woman, you got the clap and sing. Woman, the most beautiful thing, you got to take a stand at Jah's right hand. Woman, you got to clap and sing. Woman, retrace now your steps, for sufficient you have wept. So try now to understand why them drew up a plan, relegating woman. Woman, take your rightful place. It is now that you must make haste. There is no time now to wait. Please do what life dictates and save her from hellgate.
So sing a love song, sing it loud and strong.
Ed Emoji. We are back with Sister Tara here, and when we went to break, she was talking about the knock on the door, the police officers coming and giving her this news. So we're gonna pick up from there because I believe what she has to say. Unfortunately, in our community, a lot of mothers have gotten that knock on the door from law enforcement. Okay, so those who are watching this, you know, I know some of you are probably holding tight because you guys have gotten that knock on your door as a mom about your children. Okay, so let's pick up from there. There you go. You hold the mic.
Thank you so much. But after the knock at the door, and to say the least, he came in, and that's when I lost my mind. And I'm sure a lot of mothers, fathers can relate. When you get that knock at the door, it's unexpected. But I'll tell you this, God prepared me for the knock.
So how? Okay, see what she's doing. so how did God prepare you for that?
Okay, so I'll start like in February of 2012. I started feeling like I was in labor. Didn't know where it was coming from. I knew that death was around. God blessed me with a gift. I don't know why. He gave it to me. I know when death is around. And in that gift, my son told me he was leaving.
Same son?
My son.
The same one?
Yes, my same son. Okay. He said he was going to the Navy, and there was nothing nobody can do about it.
Okay.
And I just accepted it.
Okay, got you.
Because I had a little epiphany the day before. What if my sons went to the military? And I said, not my sons, they are not fighting for this country, because blah, blah, blah. That's what I was saying as I was sweeping out of my closet, my walk-in closet.
Okay.
My walk-in closet.
Walk-in
Keep that,
closet.
note that.
Note that.
So,
that means a lot of shoes.
But note that. The walk-in closet is, oh my God.
Okay.
But yeah, so, and then he told me he was leaving, and I said, okay, well, he was a jokester. So I said, Silk, you cannot go into the Navy playing. And I started laughing, and I said, somebody gonna throw you overboard, so don't be in there joking, and he just kind of like, I'm not. So that was that. We're gonna fast forward to, I'm a date person. So like May 15th, I picked him up from
Date
school.
or day?
I'm date,
Day, okay.
time, I remember,
okay.
like stuff like that. But he said to me, I had to pick him up from school, and he was in the car with me, and basically I said I want to get my nails and toes done.
Okay.
And he said, you need to. He said, Mama, you do everything for everybody else.
Get them toes.
Yeah, he said you need to. He said
he
said you are the best mama that any child could ever have. He said you do so much for other people. I mean, in the way that he said it, I was 42 at the time, and I believed him. I had never believed that.
42.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I never believed that I deserved it.
Okay. I want you. Unfortunately, what you're saying, a lot of mothers, especially mothers of color,
Absolutely.
feel like that because they give so much to their children.
You do.
Instead of buying for themselves, they buy for their children.
Yeah,
So
we'll put it back.
They always, so those who are watching, and I understand because my mom was a single mom, so I do understand.
Okay.
My dad was an abusive alcoholic.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. Ditto. So that was that. He told me that day that I was the best mother that any child could ever have. And then we led into when I got the knock at the door. But, was that the same day? He was trying on his prom suit.
Okay.
I took him to go make sure
this happened just before his prom?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he passed on his prom, the morning of his prom. Yeah. So as he was getting it tailored, we picked out the suit, we had to go back to tailor it. And as he was tailoring the suit, I sit there. I don't know if you ever had an outer body. Outer body? Okay, so I was sitting there in the room, and suddenly this big old men's international suit warehouse, felt I disappeared. It's like I sunk in somewhere, and I started planning a funeral.
Wow.
Yeah, I started planning a funeral, and I thought that the suit was going to be either for my oldest son, who was 19 at the time, which he was magna cum laude, really smart, basketball phenom, but he had started living a life that kind of could have led to death. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my husband at the time, my late husband, which passed 2 years ago, he, I thought maybe it could have been for him. So, and I was just kind of sizing him up, and because he was living a lifestyle that could have warranted death. But right when I actually laid my husband in the casket, my mental psyche, I laid him in the casket, and I said, well, Silk is taller than he is, so they might have to fold the pants up under. But I said, no, they won't fold the pants. Maybe they can close the door. So that was my mindset. But as soon as I thought that it was his dad, Silk came and stood in front of me. I'll show you the picture. And he said, take a picture, Mama. And it caught me off guard because I was out of there. Although I was there, I was not present.
I want you.
And he stood in front of me and take the picture, Mama. And the way he looked, it startled me. And I was like, you're not going to smile? I said, you're not going to smile? And he gave me a smirk. And the look that he gave me is in which you will see on the picture. He was looking like, if only you knew. You know, the look that he gave me. And I heard it that day. And so I left it alone. But after that, it was rush, 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 rush.
Okay.
Then there was that Friday. I had to go to court Thursday. Crazy stuff. Then Friday, got that noise.
You're a black mama.
There was a lot of
crazy
distractions
stuff.
going on, but it was a lot of distractions. But I feel those distractions was God's infinite way
Okay.
of protecting me.
Okay, got you.
You know what I mean? So,
I'm with you.
that was that Friday. Then the Saturday, got the knock at the door.
Okay.
So now I got the knock at the door. I'm up talking to the police, and he tells me my son is deceased.
Wow.
So I'm screaming, and I told the officer. He said, well, ma'am, calm down. It might not be your son. I said, officer, I know it's my son. And he looked at me with a look, and his face just turned beet red and eyes welled up with tears. Is because the night before, I said, remember the stomach ache? I'm getting back to the stomach ache.
Okay.
That stomach ache lasted all the way from February, all the way until the wee hours of May 19th. I was actually asleep on my couch with the recliner, and the pain, it got so bad. It was in the wee hours of the morning, and I had to get up, and I couldn't make it to the restroom, so I had to regurgitate
Wow.
in the trash can. Nothing wrong with me. But now it seems like that I was giving birth. I didn't understand, but it was around the same time of his accident.
Wow.
We serve an amazing God.
Yeah, we do. I
Yeah.
mean, and I always thought people, women are life givers. They,
Yeah.
we men, we mold things,
Absolutely.
but the women are the life givers. That's why, like, with my wife, I always said, I would always say to her, and I said, she was last time, she looked at me like I said, God gives me stuff,
Yeah.
I give it to you.
Yeah.
You make it better, and you give it back to me.
Come on now.
So I said, we're teammates.
Yes.
So I always tell her, so I said,
That's real
so we
good.
talk about team. I said, I have no need for you in my life if you wasn't my teammate. But if I could do everything by myself,
Yeah.
I have no need for you. So obviously, I have a need for you, and as a
Absolutely.
male, I have to remember that. So every time I get something,
Yeah.
I always give it to her. And she's a doctor, she's a clinical psychologist.
I love
So
it.
she always gives it back. So everything, and you give it back to me, give it to me better. And it's
That's good.
And she looks at me and she
Because she knows.
yeah, she knows. And she knows. And we have a great relationship that we do that. We travel together. We travel
That's
separately. And do all
beautiful.
kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do understand. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because that whole process that we go through, mostly for us, especially for people of color, because of when we went through the Ma'afa, when we went through the Middle Passage, and all the things we
Oh,
went
wow.
through,
Yeah.
and we're still here,
Okay.
and we're still standing,
Absolutely. Strong.
and that's very powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, with that being said, just with a knock at the door and just going into, and I felt like finally I told the kids, everybody woke up, all my children woke up, so got the news to all the kids, and everybody just screaming and crying because this was like the brother. It's like he was like the pillar of the house. Even though he was a kid,
You're right.
he was the pillar.
Yeah, that energy in them.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing, angelic injury, angelic
Energy.
energy.
I understand.
Yes.
I
So
understand, yeah.
that's what he
There's
had.
always one in the family like that
Absolutely.
that carries it because
Oh my God.
just like there's always that house in the neighborhood all the kids go to.
Yeah.
All the kids are comfortable there.
It was mine.
Yeah, so we have it. It is a tradition in our culture
Wow.
where you go back into people don't realize that you go back into the African culture. In the villages always in a circle. So that way, for one, they could keep the elders would keep an eye on the children, and the children could play within that circle. And there was a house where you had an elder. We had it even back in the '60s and everything. we had that house where the elder watched over the neighborhood, right? When you came home, they, hey, good morning, Mr. So-and-so, good
That's
evening,
right.
Miss So-and-so. And it could tell you everything happened in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's we have that. We have had the history of that in our community. So when I'm listening to you, is this a continuation
Wow.
of what we always did?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was a day after we got everybody together, and it's, if I can explain it, like it's like when I say the Holy Spirit just kind of quickened me, and I glided into my bedroom, into the closet, that walk-in closet,
Walk-in closet.
and
Walk-in closet.
yeah, but I was standing there, and I had all my clothes were hung up, all my shoes were in order, but I couldn't find a thing to put on. Everything in order, and it wasn't until my oldest son who had come into the room, and he just, it's like he glided in my closet. Everything was like
It's
gliding
a walk-in
everywhere.
closet.
So he just glided in the walk-in closet, but he just kind of gently took my keys out of my hand and said, "I'm driving," and I didn't fight it. But when he took the keys, it's like I just snapped out of this little trance, and the feeling that was there, it was like, it's time to go to war. You can cry later. So I just cried out. I said, you know, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, Lord. I don't know what I'm doing. I kept saying it. And I just said, God, I'm going to need you now, like I have never needed you before. And to say the least, it's His strength came over me that I can't even explain. I can't explain it. It's a
So
strength.
you always say, like, you know, before you ask,
Yeah.
God has already answered you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, we ask, but God's already had the answer for you.
Absolutely.
So that's the beautiful thing
Wow.
about spiritual. When
Isn't
you
that
understand the
amazing?
essence of the spirit,
Yeah.
is that, you know, before you knew you needed it,
Yeah.
God already had it for you.
Hallelujah.
You know, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's take a break here, and we're gonna come back. So we are here in Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, East Texas.
Dallas.
Yeah,
East Dallas.
East Dallas, and this is Brother Ed Moja, the Piff Connection Sisters in Harmony. We'll be right back. We're talking to a phenomenal sister, but you know, hey, our women are phenomenal, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll be right back.